Sometimes when you're looking for space to try to find yourself, it means moving to the Moab Desert with nothing but your 4 dogs. That's the story of Brianna Madia and her new memoir, Never Leave the Dogs Behind. Brianna, welcome to New Day.
Thank you so much for having me.
I love this. I love everything about this. I'm a big desert child. Like, I love being in the desert. But what inspired you to share this story with the world?
So it's deeply personal, but I've always found a great sense of safety in honesty. And I feel like there's such, like, this is on its surface, it's a pretty kooky story. But I think the points of connection are we all have experienced heartache, loss. We've all wondered what we're doing with our lives, if we've made the right decisions. And so I sort of overcame the fear of sharing the dark stuff by knowing that this was going to connect with people in a lot of ways.
So is this what happened? You had a heartbreak and you said, I'm moving to the desert with my dogs?
Yes. And it was 2020, so it was the pandemic, and I wasn't working at the time. You know, the world was just in chaos.
Yeah.
And I've always loved the desert. I lived in my van in the Utah desert for many years, years ago. And I found this property, and it just, something about it really called to me. And I did it on a whim. I cashed out my retirement account, like fully was like, this is where I need to be. No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all of us secretly fantasize doing something like that, and we're looking at they're in the Moab Desert. Is that Arches National Park there?
No, that's just BLM public land, a secret slot canyon. You got to drive 64 miles down a dirt road to get to, so it's out there.
That's only the locals know.
Yeah, exactly.
That is cool. Again, like I said, I think we all have like this secret desire to do something like this, but the truth is that you're out there alone.
Yeah.
Loneliness can also be a tool for introspection, right? Was there a moment, or I'm sure there were many moments where you were alone that you learned something new about yourself?
Yes. I mean, throughout this whole experience, I learned that I'm pretty tough.
Yeah.
Which was sort of what I needed after, life kind of beats you down.
Yep.
You know, a lot of betrayals and heartaches. And I was with my ex-husband from the age of 19 to 30. So I had never lived alone.
You grew up with him.
Yeah. And so all of a sudden I realized, like, wow, there's a lot that goes into this life that I now am taking on everything. And I was so intimidated. And then all of a sudden, slowly, I'm realizing, like, I'm really doing this. Like, it's day by day, it's hour by hour.
Yeah.
Trying to figure this out. And it was very much, it taught me that I'm malleable, which I think is one of the safest things you can be.
Yeah.
Adaptable and
it's
tough.
life-saving.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what organisms do to survive on this planet, is be adaptable.
Exactly.
And you weren't alone. Speaking of organisms, you weren't. I said loneliness, but you weren't alone. You had your 4 dogs with you.
Yes.
What was that like, having their companionship, and how would that have differed without them? Like, would you have not done it without them?
I probably, to be perfectly frank, wouldn't be sitting here without them.
No kidding.
They were my, they were my everything. They were my only thing, I should say. We live in a true, like, pack mentality.
Yeah.
So the 5 of us, we do everything together all the time. We sleep together. We, eat together. Like, we were really like this little pack of feral wolves is what I called us. But the thing about the dogs is, they make you feel safe. They made me feel, it's impossible to be lonely when you're constantly like, Banjo, stop doing that. Birdie, leave her alone. It's like, there is conversation taking place. Dogs are just incredible in that you can have a terrible day, you can make mistakes, you can, an ugly side of yourself can come out, and they love you no matter what.
Yeah.
So when I felt like the world was really beating me down, to have these 4 beings who, if I went to the bathroom and came back, it was like,
it was exciting.
It was like the best day of their lives.
And
I feel like everybody deserves to feel that sort of unconditional love.
Which we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
We're running out of time and I have so many more questions. You said, though, because I want people to read your book, because I think it's going to be so inspiring. You said that there were moments that you wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. And were there real moments that they kind of saved your life?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there was, and it occurred to me, that they were dependent on me for their lives and their happiness as well. And I was so caught up in my own grief. And even when I'm crying, I can't cry without them coming over and licking my tail. And then all of a sudden I'm laughing. And so truly, like when I was having a panic attack one night, Birdie just laid across my chest. And it's like they're almost service dogs without the fancy vests.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
There are people. I mean, there are beings.
Yeah. Oh, I always say, I'm like, they're my 4 favorite people that I know.
Yeah. It's such a pleasure to chat with you. I can't wait to one day see this as a movie.
Yeah. Oh, God.
All right. I'm forecasting it. So,
yeah.
Brianna, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And y'all, just a reminder, Brianna has an author event tonight, Thursday, April 4th at 7 p.m. at the Elliott Bay Book Company on Seattle's Capitol Hill. Go get inspired.